The Wellness Show, episode 145.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson Banighen, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful, heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more. So welcome to the Wellness Show, and we have Liza Carberry back on the call with the latest report from Australia on her spiritual journey. Lots to update you with, and so let's hear it from Liza. So Liza, where are you now?
Hi Tyson and everybody who's listening. I am currently in Cairns, Queensland, Australia. And yes, it's getting a bit cooler up here now, but not as cold as it could be elsewhere.
Yes, I guess you're closer to the Tropic of Capricorn there, I guess. You're very close to it, aren't you? Or are you north of it?
Yes, it's north of it, north of the Tropic of Capricorn.
Yeah. And so, well, it's spring is coming on into summer here. You're fall going into winter, right?
That's correct. And so, as with the changing seasons, it has come time for my season change. So I've come out of that, and here I am to update you and everybody on where that season change is leading.
And so you're about to go back on the road again, is that correct?
Yes. I actually set off back on my road trip, my spiritual pilgrimage tomorrow, Monday. And it's been a process to get here. However, it's exciting and daunting at the same time, but all divinely planned and timed. And one of the things that I have learned, that my plans are not necessarily Spirit's plans, and it's about opening to receiving the guidance from Source, Spirit, whatever term you wish to use, and following that guidance. When I actually started and out on the road, I did say that I would be on the road for as long as my soul called me to, and in each location that I have been to so far, that has been my intention, that I would remain in the area for as long as my soul directed me to stay. And my soul has now directed through a number of situations and circumstances that it is indeed time to move on as the seasons have changed.
So where are you off to next?
So I haven't planned the entire venture at this point, but I do have an idea. Initially, I'm going back a similar way to how I arrived in Cairns. So I'm traveling south down to Townsville and then on to Rockhampton, cutting across a little bit more inland to a little place called Emerald, and then heading down again towards Toowoomba. And that's as far as I have planned at the moment. It's very much being planned on the basis of free camping areas, because it will just be myself and my dog and my car.
Wow. So so the last time I heard that you weren't sure whether you had enough jingle in your jeans to even pay for the campsites. So how's that coming?
Well, that's one of the reasons that I'm having to do free camping, is because although this is a journey, it is not a holiday. there is a purpose to this. It is a spiritual pilgrimage, both for myself and my own expansion, but also to assist others that I meet, and also planet Earth. Because one of the things that I do intend to do is do some earth clearing, energy clearing at the various locations that I am called to do some clearing in. As you would appreciate, Tyson, there's a lot of energies that are absorbed, and whatever way we can support Mother Earth, Gaia, it's up to us to play our role to assist and support. So yeah, so I have a GoFundMe campaign at the moment to calling for donations to support me on the road, because free camping at this stage is my only option, and they're often off the beaten track. I also need to provide food for myself and my fur baby, and fuel to keep me moving. So it's uncharted territory, and I trust that Spirit will provide. And it's not just about seeking donations. There is an honourable energy exchange as well for people who do make that choice to contribute and donate to my GoFundMe campaign, which you have generously shared.
Yes, it was wonderful to be able to support you. In some ways, I'd love to be with you. When I was 21 years of age, I was in the same area that you are about to go to, and that was I worked on the sugarcane fields at Townsville, just outside of Townsville, and Inkerman Mills, I think it's called. So you can give a little wave and a blessing as you go by. It's been many, many years, but it's also a very special time for me, because I got to go out on the Great Barrier Reef and fall in love with the amazing reef and experience what that was like. So yeah, you're in a territory that I very much love.
Hi, this is Courtney Starhart here, and I'm here to talk to you about this wonderful new project called Finding the Force. It's an amazing adventure that I've started with my friend Tyson. We are carrying over 100 years of collective knowledge together that we want to present in a digestible way to modern people. We're all looking for deep magic, and we can feel it in our bones. A lot of us are being called right now to delve into something much deeper than what we've currently got. So we're using materials like the 4 agreements, and we're basically giving you the playbook, the step-by-step on how to find the force inside of you. It's not something you're going to find outside of yourself. It's something that's within. And we want to take you on your next best step every single time, because we need to pray for miracles. We all know that it's a crazy world out there right now. We can't fall into fear. And right now we have to learn how to work together and pray for those miracles. So join us at Finding the Force, and we look forward to seeing you on Facebook and on the website. Bye for now.
It is fragile. I mean, that's one of the things we, as humans, we have taken so much from the earth and not really given much back. And we need to be mindful of the resources. Yes, there is an infinite and abundant supply in the universe and in nature, but we need to be able to monitor our consumption and keep everything in balance. So there's a lot of things that are out of balance through human intervention, shall we say, and we need to be able to do our part to support the rebalancing process. So that's actually one of the things that I will be doing on my road trip. That's part of it, is to help support Gaia, Mother Nature, Mother Earth in maintaining balance.
Now, are you going to do that? How do you do that, Lisa? You do it through meditation and prayer, or you do it like with talking with other people, or all of the above, or just give us some clues.
I use a variety of methods, tools, shall we say. I'm very much guided in the moment about what is of benefit. Sometimes it is because I have my entire crystal collection in my car on the road with me. My crystals were very clear. They wanted to be with me on this road trip, and that there was a purpose to that. So sometimes it's actually about laying a crystals in a particular formation or grid on the ground, or in around a particular, say, tree or something like that, and meditating. Sometimes it's actually using my shamanic drum and channeling some chanting. Other times it's actually just standing in stillness with nothing, and just really connecting and having light from heaven and earth flow through me to do it that way. It can be burning and diffusing particular herbs. It really all depends on what I'm called to do in the moment. And I'm doing it by myself, but of course, if I'm engaging with people in a particular area and of like mind, there would be an opportunity to form a little circle to add to the vibration and the energy clearing. So that's also something that's out there and on the cards.
Yeah, if you get enough, pre-warning. I know most guidance is in the moment, but if you have a sense that you're going to do something and you'd like some energy assistance, you can always, private message me in Facebook or post it in the wellness show. And I can bring it up on my Facebook Live feed every Tuesday and let people know, say that on, your time in Australia, you're going to be doing X, Y, and Z. And if they want to tune into that and assist you, this is how to do that, or this is the intention. So I know that requires pre-planning, but if you're led to do that, I'd be certainly willing to help you make that happen if that feels right at whatever point.
Yeah, no, thank you for that, because that is the thing, we are all energy, we're all connected. So just because I might be the person who's there physically doesn't mean that we can't, no matter where we are located on this globe or this planet we call Earth, that we can't tune in and into the energy and support that energy that's taking place. So that's where I'll get a sense, as soon as I enter an area, I will get a sense of how long I need to be there for, and also a sense of which places I need to visit, or I'm being called to visit in order to do that work.
Great. So any heads up then, ways that we can help you would be great. So coming back to where you've been in the Cairns area, on the last time we talked, we really got involved in the whole extraction of coal and its impact on the Great Barrier Reef, and the effects of really the possibility that we may lose this World Heritage Site because of all sorts of different types of pollution, including coal. And that really led me to do a deeper dive to understand more about the conversation we had. And I heard recently that there was a major spill yet again from the major coal mining industry into the Great Barrier Reef, which they promised was not going to happen and was highly unlikely. And I know that they're slated for a huge, huge expansion of mining coal as well. I mean, they're looking for all the applications to go ahead and almost double the size of the coal extraction and the shipping through the existing ports. So it's rather a serious concern.
Hi, this is Courtney Starhart here talking about Finding the Force. It's an amazing new program that we have for you, and it's basically all about staying in your heart. The path to liberation is through unity consciousness, and that requires being in your heart field. The way that we're going to perform the miracles that we need on the planet right now is by getting into that unity consciousness of no conflict. And there were lots of examples in books like the Celestine Prophecy, where we saw that when people fell from grace into a fear state, that they were more susceptible to the things that they were actually afraid of. So what we need to do right now is to elevate our consciousness and stay there. So Tyson and I are doing this program called Finding the Force that you can find on Facebook, or you can find it at findingtheforce.com. And we welcome you to join us. There are all different levels of membership, but we're going to ask the people who are really serious about this to jump on board and download this playbook that Tyson and I have cooked up together with our community. So thank you very much. We'll see you soon.
So how's your sense of all that from where you are?
Well, more and more things are coming to light for the general population. The wheelings and dealings that have been going on behind the scenes that have led to this, what potentially would be Australia's largest coal mine, with a company that has a track record of leaving devastation in its wake. The wheelings and dealings that have gone on behind the scenes of that are becoming public, and people becoming aware, more and more people are actually saying, no, we need to protect this heritage site. We need to protect and support the many ecosystems that exist within the Great Barrier Reef and surrounding areas, because when you actually consider it, that the Great Barrier Reef is just one area, and what they have observed and the scientific research is out there, and more being placed out there of the impacts, the statistics that are being revealed about how the bleaching is creating problems, the malformations that are appearing in the sea creatures, and the drops in numbers of quite rare and special sea life. All of this is beginning to come to light, and so people are getting a bit more of a wake-up call that, hey, you need to pay attention here. We need to do something, and we can't keep going on the way that we have been going. So there's a lot of movement, a lot of shifting. It is a very local area, a localized issue, but it's moving out. The awareness is moving out to the wider community. So that is a good thing. More and more people are having the opportunity to raise their voice and to actually take steps to have their voice heard and to have action, and not have this take place. And it's actually been put on hold at the moment, because one of the political wheeling and dealings, there are even politicians who are not supportive of some of these wheelings and dealings that have been taking place. So it's on hold at the moment.
So
So
you
keep
mean
you
on hold?
updated.
You mean the expansion of the coal mining is expansion is on hold? Is that what's on hold?
The the company concerned for that's meant to be creating this Australia's largest coal mine. Their contracts and terms of the contract, etc., have been suspended for a period because certain conditions that they wanted as part of that agreement with the government, and we're talking billions of dollars of taxpayers' money going towards this. Members of the government, state particularly, are not too keen and feel that there needs to be more discussion. So basically the contracts cannot be signed and the process cannot go ahead until there is agreement reached about how to proceed. And when you actually think about it, everything was looking like it was going to just be steamrolling ahead. But this is where people power has played a role, because they've had to stop and take note of what their electorate is saying, and so it's a pause. It's
Right.
on pause at.
So how do you, I've been an environmentalist for many, many years, and I found that it was, in the long run, was devastating to my soul, in the sense that I was spending all my energy trying to convince people to change their behavior. And of course, people don't change their behavior because somebody's asking them to. They change their behavior because there's overwhelming evidence, physically, spiritually, mentally, or physically, that they have to. So the question, so for me, the next logical step was really to help people in the area of raising consciousness, because people with higher consciousness understand the unity, that there is no separation from Gaia and humans, and therefore, what you do to Gaia, you do to yourself. But it's interesting, the whole area is what I might call spiritual ecology, or eco-spiritualism, is a fascinating area. And I'm wondering how do you personally balance those two? The dynamic tension of the need to tell the story and to deal with the ain't it awfuls, but at the same time to be able to deal with the higher level of consciousness to bring about the change in consciousness necessary to bring about massive change. So there's sort of that interesting dualism that's involved in that. Any insights?
Well, speaking personally, we're all connected, but the only person, or the only thing that we can make real change for is starting with our own self, and then leading by example.
Hey, this is Courtney Starhart-Hale here to talk to you about Finding the Force. Tyson and I are putting together this amazing playbook for the teachers and the healers so that we can train our tribes. Right now we need to just keep on focusing on our next best steps each day, but there is a way to stay in this elevated consciousness. I think probably a lot of you have seen this scene from Indiana Jones, where he's got to cross this great abyss with a burning fire pit at the bottom. And it's by setting his intention clear that he needs to get to the other side, and by following the map that he has, and then taking that first step of faith, that he actually leaps into the solution. And so that's what we're asking everyone to do, is to take that step of faith and to continue to take the next best step, like Indiana Jones. It really does require a playbook, though, because a lot of our ancient knowledge has been lost or sequestered. Fortunately, Tyson and I have 100+ years of experience together that we can share with you and boil down to like a step-by-step program. So we're asking people to come on board and to explore finding the force with us and create community all over the world so that we can perform these miracles that need to be performed in our times. And so that we can also integrate the energies of this consciousness that's coming into the planet right now. So we have a lot of science behind it, we have a lot of research, and we have a lot of great information. And we're looking forward to seeing you. You can find us on Facebook at Finding the Force, or you can find us at findingtheforce.com, where you can join up and be part of the tribe. Bye for now.
So for me, it's not about trying to convince people to see my point of view. It's about me doing what I can do, being in balance within myself, and having that balance that's in me being shared with the earth, and then people that I come in contact with then also see that balance. Also speaking up, because how do I put this? I receive messages from nature, animals particularly. So, one of my things is making sure that the habitat of animals is safe and preserved. So I will engage myself in caring or rescuing from a situation an animal that's in danger, because that's something I can do, and I can encourage other people to do the same by sharing my experience of it. And if they want to take it up and know more, then that's great. And if not, well, they've heard what I've said, and maybe a week later, a month later, a year later, it begins to sink in. And for some people, it is a case of that they learn when it actually happens or happens to them, and it gives a whole new perspective. Some people need to learn it that way, but we just need to be able to do our own bit for ourselves. So being mindful of what we're eating, how much we are consuming, where is it coming from, is it sustainable, is it mass produced, is it full of chemicals? These are things we can do for ourselves, and in doing that for ourselves, we are shifting our own vibration, which once we shift our own vibration also helps to bring the vibration back into balance for our environment and nature.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I just decided this morning to put my course, which is called Personal to Planetary Stewardship, on sale for the month. It's a $297 course, and I'm making it available for $97, and it's got 2 days worth of workshops included in it in video, and a 47-page manual that deals with the very things that we're talking about. By being the example yourself or doing your own stewardship, you then help the planetary stewardship by being the example, the energetic example that attracts other people to ask the questions or presents the possibility of you showing up at the right time, at the right place, like you say, to be able to influence situations, not because you want to, but because you're guided to do that and be there, which is part of what you're in the midst of feeling now. It's time to get in the car and to move again. So were you able to raise enough money so that you now have 4 new tires for your car?
I was. My original campaign was Get a Grip. bit of humor there, because our tires, we need to have a grip. So I had an initial target for that, which through your contribution and a number of others, public and private, I've managed to get the contributions to that campaign. My priority was to get those tires done because they had no tread whatsoever. So they really, I would have been driving on dangerous ground. So that was my priority. I do require additional funds for being able to live and support myself on the road. So I morphed that Get a Grip campaign to Get a Life. So that is available, and you have shared the link in the Wellness Show group to that. So would you like me to share with people the exchange in return for a contribution?
Absolutely. Let's just tell everybody that to understand to know where the link is, you can just go to www.thewellnessshow.ca, or on Facebook you can just type in The Wellness Show, and you'll find all the necessary links. And this show will be live on Monday, and it will be in the show notes as well. So there's all sorts of ways that you can find the link to the GoMe Fund to help Lisa not only get a grip, but get a life. So yes, so tell us about the fair exchange that you've come up with.
Okay, so my target, which people will see, in exchange for everybody who makes a contribution or donation of $100 Australian, in exchange for their $100 donation, they will receive an intuitive Oracle card guidance session with me, which will be conducted via Skype or Zoom. I do that remotely. If you don't have access to email, to Skype or Zoom, it can also be done via email. For people who donate $50, I'm offering a blessing and personalized blessing and meditation session with me. And for all other donations, there is an opportunity to still connect with me and receive regular updates as to where I am on the journey, what's going on in the journey, videos, things like that. So that's my way of honoring the contributions that people are wanting to make. And all contributions, all donations are gratefully and graciously received, because the bottom line is that this is a huge undertaking, and it is being done with extremely tight resources at the moment. So I'm just grateful to everybody who supported the original campaign to get a grip and help me get the tires. So I'm now inviting people to help me to survive on the road, to be able to go into those paid sites and have access to showers and toilets and things like that, because most of the free camping areas don't. So
well, we really wish you the best of luck on this trip. We're at the end of the show, and thank you for the wonderful update and how to help Lisa get a grip and get a life. Those links will be in the show notes. So it was great to talk to you again, and we're going to be back at you in another 30 days and see how you're doing as you make your way south and then into behind the black stump as you go further into the hinterlands of Australia. So bye for now.
Right. Thanks for that, Tyson. Bye for now.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.